Hi, this is Patty Jackson. On this edition of Patty TV, we're sitting down in the studios of WDAS with Kevin Eubanks. For 18 years, I thought it was 15, he was with Jay Leno on The Tonight Show.
Yes.
Dream job! A lot of people say, this is a dream job.
It is.
But you stepped out on faith and walked away. I would like to know what your life is like now after leaving such an institution.
Okay, the short answer is that my life is just starting. And I've been gone from there for over a year now. My life is just starting to have a balance to it.
Wow.
And the whole thing, what I was feeling, I couldn't put it into words, but now I know what I was just looking for was just a sense of balance. Because your life gets out of balance because we're all, you know, we love our jobs, and we both have been blessed to have wonderful careers and wonderful jobs, people that believed in us and gave us a chance and all that. And there's nothing, I'm so fortunate, and there's nothing wrong with the job. There's everything right with the job. That has nothing to, you know. But I just need a balance. You just get to that point in your life where you need a balance, and you don't know exactly what it is that will balance your life. So I'm starting to find out now, and it's just starting to feel. It's just starting to feel good, and I'm still working. I'm touring. Doing some commercial work and writing music, producing a bit more. I'm getting better and better at producing. I actually think my music career might turn more towards producing.
Wow. Okay.
I'm getting really good at that. And I didn't even realize that because we just recorded my next record that'll be out next year. Mm-hmm. And the musicians were, and they said, "Well, Kev, what are we doing? Well, you didn't send us any music, and I said, let's do this, do that, and do that." And they go, "Man, you're getting kind of good at this. That was really nice. You know, what's next?" And I said, "I don't know. We're going to start out with this vibe." Anyway, and I started going like, I'm like getting a little producing vibe happening,
you never know.
So it could be some of that. But the other thing is that whenever I work, I take time off. Whenever I work, I take time off. So I balance that out, and I'm in nature a lot. I'm away from the, which is all good. I'm not putting that down. I'm just getting away from the city. I'm staying out in nature a lot more. I'm working, then I'm staying away from work, and I'm just starting to feel...
Well, years ago, you were named People Magazine Sexiest Vegetarian. They gave him that title.
They gave me that title. I had to pay for that. They didn't give it to me. Vegetarians, they accept bribes, too.
Yeah. Born and raised in Philadelphia, the jazz guitarist had a great grounding in the Settlement Music School. Tell us about those days.
Well, the real grounding came from my mom and my dad. My mother is a musician. I heard her practicing every day, teaching lessons every weekend. My dad was a police officer under Frank Rizzo in the 60s. So I always thought, what made me so, as Jay would say, what made you so good at this job? Where you come from? And then I started thinking about it, and it was the discipline from my dad, and we talking about discipline, old school.
Old school.
Right? All right, I won't do that again. And my mom practicing, which is a different kind of discipline, seeing her practice all the time. So I had discipline, and I had music and the whole thing. So when you get into a job like The Tonight Show, that's exactly what you need to be able to handle that job. You have to have a great sense of discipline because of the consistency of it, and obviously you have to have the music going, or else you don't know what you're doing. So, but that grounding that I got at home really was, that was everything. That is everything. And I tell my brothers that too, and said, we didn't do this by ourselves, So before you get carried away, like my grandma used to say, keep your feet under you. Remember where, your footsteps came from. And when you're doing well, when you're buying that house, when you're doing this, when you're traveling around the world, just remember, this ain't all you. Remember mom and dad, keeping you in line, inspiring you with their work ethic, waking up, going out the door, going to work, coming back, supporting us, bad kids. And we wasn't that bad, really. We got worse as we got older. But if it wasn't for them, none of this stuff would have been happening, you know. So I mean, you can go to school and you do well at school, hopefully, and say, oh well, if it wasn't for this school, I said, no, this is preschool.
Yeah. Is
mom and dad, and if they're tight and they got their thing happening, and you're coming up through that, then the school is just, you know, and say you're supposed to be doing good at school. So, you know, got to brought some A's home. Said, yeah, and you know, so what she say? I'm about to say, you know, you're going off to school. Don't come back stupid. You know, bring something back with you. You know.
Last year, you were honored. Sound of Philly night at the Phillies. He loves all the Philadelphia sports teams. But that night was really special with Gamble Enough.
Yeah, it was. And we had a good time up in the box, you know. And I saw them, we were talking, and then I started singing some songs and it's like, oh man, we came up in Philly playing this song, this song, and the whole thing, and we had a really good time, and it's just always a pleasure to come home to Philly. Because it's just either your personal home or your hometown. It's good to feel like people kind of just naturally understand you and get you and are happy for, you know, the things that have worked out for you and all that. And if you have that, there's a lot going on in Philly. But when they say that, you know, people tease us now, Philly brotherly love, and all that's it. But when you really feel that, it's something really special to it.
Really is.
You know, because you can walk all over the city and find people like you, find people that have worked hard, that have developed themselves, that have, you know, and you can go into all kinds, not just entertaining, but in all, you know, from medicine to law to every, you know, Philly is, and it has our nation's history tied to it, and Philly is just, you know, a very special place. And like I was saying before, you can go all over the world, playing all over the place, and Philly roots are reaching out there, and you'll find musicians, producers, people like that, and everywhere. Then you start to realize, because in Philly, everybody's like pretty humble, you know. So I just come from Philly, you know.
Yeah.
No, it's not like when you know, nah, I'm from New York, I'm from, you know, I'm from LA, you know, in Philly, but we're everywhere doing some good things.
Well, it's good to have you back home. Philadelphia native. He is our treasurer, one of us, jazz guitarist, Kevin Eubanks.
Thank
you.